Hi, I'm David.
I'm Lainey.
And I'm George.
We are all 8th graders who have been working all year to help you grow plants hydroponically. We have grown plants in our houses to test the method we are using and have fasted to raise money for supplies. Here are pictures of us with some of our plants.
And here's a picture of the participants of the fast. Agnes and Stephen Carusoa helped us with every part of our project and fasted with us, but are unfortunately not in the picture.
We've sent a tub of supplies which you will use to construct a simple hydroponic system.
We want to help Longido grow.
Throughout Longido, the Maasai people are beginning to learn to garden. At the community center LOOCIP, a different kind of gardening will be taking place. This gardening will be a demonstration of hydroponics.
Hydroponics is the growing of plants without soil. This will be a very simple kind of hydroponics which will be grown outside and does not require electricity. This garden will consist of 9 tubs, and there will be 3 tubs of cilantro, 3 tubs of lettuce, and 3 tubs of kale.
In this film, we will tell you how to construct and care for your hydroponic systems. After this demonstration garden has been used to show people how to use passive hydroponics, 2-tub hydroponic systems will be provided for the Maasai families.
You probably wonder why hydroponics is an ideal method for growing greens. This is because it uses significantly less water than traditional farming, which is good because it means less trips to the well. Also, plants are healthier and grow faster, meaning you have to wait less time and get more food.
Another good thing is that it requires no digging or weeding, so less work is required to maintain the system.
Plus, plants can stay healthy even in drought, which is important because drought is not uncommon in your area. Plants are also able to grow even in the rainy seasons with a clear tarp over them.
Finally, hydroponics takes up less space to grow more plants, meaning more food in a smaller area, and it only takes a few minutes a day to look after.
Before we start, let's make sure you have everything you need for your system. Everything should be in the container we set to you except the tubs and the sticks. There may be more supplies in a container than you need, as these will be used in later gardens. You will need 9 rectangular 20-liter plastic tubs with tight-fitting lids. These tubs should not be clear, as algae will grow if they are. You will need to purchase these.
Hydroponically grown plants do not grow in soil, so you need a separate medium to grow them in. You will need a medium for the plants, in this case, perlite. We sent a large bag of it, but for this garden, you will only need 27 cups.
You also need 27 rock wool cubes. These come in a sheet, but we have cut them apart for you. You should have 27 thin plastic nursery cups, about 9 centimeters in diameter. We also cut slits on these cups so water can flow through them.
You will also need a razor knife and a pin. These are to cut through the tubs and cups if you are ever using uncut cups. You will need seeds to plant in the system. The 3 types of seeds you need are cilantro, kale, and lettuce. You should have 27 seeds of each type. You also need water to put in your system. You can use spring or well water.
You will need nutrient powders to put in the water. There should be 2 bags of white powder, bag A and bag B. We will later tell you how to mix the powders.
You need 2 20-liter buckets to mix the powder in. You need a truncheon and 2 100-milliliter containers for the nutrient solutions.
We sent you a clear tarp to cover the plants during the rainy seasons, but you will need to find tall, sturdy sticks or poles to set it up. A pH control kit is also included.
For this project, we will supply some standard equipment just to get you started. Later, you may find other materials close by, such as cups, tubs, or mediums you wish to experiment with.
Now you need to decide where to put your system. You should find a sunny spot inside your fenced area where the animals cannot disturb the tubs. Try to think about a place that will not wash away during the short or long rainy seasons. During these rainy seasons, you will cover the tubs with a clear tarp on tall sticks or poles. Think about a place where it will be possible to set up the tarp. A place with good airflow will also help keep the plants healthy.
Now we are going to walk you through the steps to construct the LOOCIP 9-tub demonstration garden.
First, you will prepare your tubs. Start by tracing a cup lid 3 times on each tub lid and cut holes with the razor knife slightly smaller than the outlines that you traced like this. Once they are cut, place the lids back on the tubs and place the tub in a sunny location.
Now, we would normally prepare the cups. However, for the demonstration, we've already cut the cups to save time. Here's what we did. We used a razor knife to cut slits up and down about 1 centimeter apart and slits about 1 centimeter from the top and the bottom to leave a sturdy rim.
Now we prepare the perlite. First you pour the bag of perlite into an extra bucket or tub until it is about half full. Then you pour water into the perlite until it feels damp. Make sure that there is no excess water showing. Now place the dampened perlite into the prepared cups until they are about half full. Now take the rockwool cubes we cut. Quickly dip them into a bowl or pitcher of water, then lightly squeeze them to remove the excess. Set 1 rockwool cube whole up in each cup on top of the perlite. Add additional wet perlite around the rockwool to fill in the gaps. Then place the excess wet perlite into a bag or other container, leaving it open so it can dry for later use. Finally, rinse out the tub that was used to contain the wet perlite.
Now we move on to filling our tubs with water. First, you fill each tub until the water level is about 10 centimeters from the top of the tub. Now, we put the cups into the holes in the lid and make sure that the bottom 3 centimeters of each cup is submerged. Then adjust the water level if necessary.
All you have to do now is mix up the nutrient solution and test the water. We can't demonstrate it ourselves, but don't worry. We do have a video to show you after we tell you the set steps.
In your supplies, there's a bag marked Bag A and a bag marked Bag B.
First, you will need the 2 labeled buckets included in your supplies. Put water in each bucket. About half the bucket is fine.
The powdered nutrients must be mixed in 2 separate 5-gallon containers. Do not mix the buckets together or it will not work.
Now pour bag A into bucket A. Add water until it is almost full and stir it with a truncheon. Then pour bag B into bucket B. Add water until it's almost full and stir it with a truncheon.
Make sure to stir each bucket until all powder is fully dissolved. After that, let both solutions sit until they become clear.
You're only going to need a little bit of each solution in each tub. Add 75 milliliters from bucket A into the water in each 5-gallon tub. Then add 75 milliliters from bucket B into each 5-gallon tub.
By the way, if you're ever using a different size container, then you will need to add 15 milliliters from buckets A and B for each gallon of water.
Now it is time to make sure your solution is correct. This is done by sticking the end of the truncheon into the water. The truncheon will then light up and should display 1400 parts per million, or 20 conductivity factor.
If the measurement is off, adjust by adding more water or solution until at correct level. Now store bucket in a cool, dark place with the top on until ready to use again.
And remember to store the truncheon carefully, as it is an expensive tool. It is battery operated, so next year you may have to add more batteries.
These nutrients were provided by a generous man by the name of Michael Christian. He is the president of American Hydroponics, and we would like to show you his instructional video of mixing up nutrients.
Hi, I'm Michael Christian, president of American Hydroponics. What we are going to do today is mix 2-part powders. Commercial growers use their own powders and mix with their own water. In the store, when you buy them with pre-mixed with colors in them, you're paying probably 30% more. In every 2-part powder, there's 2 bags. There's a bag A and a bag B. Here's simply how you do this. You have to pour all of bag A in one container and all of bag B in another container. It's a 2-part powder. Bag B, bag A, the whole bag dissolved in water. Now I'm going to add more water to top it off. So So with an 8 kilogram batch, you use two 5-gallon containers. With a 20 kilogram batch, you use 30-gallon containers. And with a 60 kilogram batch, you use 50-gallon containers. Now we mix thoroughly. So in about 20 to 30 minutes, both of the solutions will clear up and they're ready to use. One important thing to remember is never mix the two concentrates together, because the calcium in one tank will mix with the phosphorus and sulfur from the other and precipitate out. You don't want that. You only add them together in your working solution. So now I'm going to add 15 mils of each to this 1 gallon container. In 1 gallon of water. Mix it up. So 15 mils of A and 15 mils of B should equal about 20 CF or 2 EC or around 1400 parts per million. So we'll stick our truncheon in here. It's 20 CF, a little bit over, so that's 20 CF or 1400 parts per million or 2.0 EC. This 8 kilogram batch of nutrients will produce 1,266 gallons of working solution at 20 CF. It's about a third the cost of the pre-mixed nutrients you buy in the store. These two-part powders contain 16 mineral elements that we blend specifically for each crop-specific formula. So from tomatoes to cucumbers to peppers to for fast-growing flowering annuals, every one of these is measured down to the gram. This way it only costs around 11 cents per working gallon of solution. So instead of paying over 30 cents a gallon, mixing your own with your own water saves you a lot of money. Commercial growers don't use liquid nutrients. They mix their own two-part powders. They use their own water. So when you're all finished mixing your two-part nutrient concentrates, you store them in a dark container in a cool place so you don't get any light on them. Keep it cool, it'll last for a long time. It's as easy as that. You can get all of your two-part formulas direct from American Hydroponics. Thank you.
The last thing you do is test the water with the pH kit we included. First, you fill the small included container about half full with some water from the tubs. Then, add 3 to 5 drops from the bottle labeled pH test indicator to the small vial. Next, tap the side of the container to mix the solution. Compare the color of the liquid to the colored pH level chart. If the solution turns orange, then add pH up to the 5-gallon tub. If the solution turns dark green, then add pH down to the tub. If the solution turns yellow, do not do anything. Repeat this process until the solution is yellow. More information is also included in the pH kit itself.
Now you can finally get into planting your seeds. Be careful to remember to only plant one type of seed in each tub. Otherwise, the plants that go faster will suck up all the water, and the slower ones will die of thirst.
First, you examine your seeds and pick out the biggest and roundest seeds to plant. The seeds may all look the same, but if not, the best looking seeds will make the best plants.
So for starters, you place 3 cilantro seeds in the center hole of each Rockwell cube in 3 tubs. Also, place 3 kale seeds in the center hole of each Rockwell cube in the next 3 tubs. Next, you place 3 lettuce seeds in the center hole of each Rockwell cube in the final 3 tubs. Finally, you gently hand water all the Rockwell cubes.
Try to keep all rain out of your systems. During the 2 rainy seasons, you need to have a clear tarp over the plants. During the dry seasons, you do not need to have the tarp over them.
If the plants are affected by rain, try to achieve the same water level as before. You should also try to adjust the pH to the same level as before the rain.
You should also check for insects on the plants. It is very important that you do not use bug spray. This could harm you when you harvest and eat the plants.
If you can, pull the bugs off and kill them. If the plants are young, spray water mixed with a nutrient solution on the plants. On older plants, you can spray mildly soapy water on them to kill the bugs.
You also need to check for unhealthy plants. Unhealthy plant symptoms include white, powdery spots on the leaf, which is mildew. You should pick off the affected leaves, throw them away, and wash your hands. You should also move the system to a place with more airflow.
White, shriveling stems is called damping off. Remove all affected plants and their media. Brown or yellowing leaves is most likely caused because your plants need more nutrients. These leaves should be cut off and discarded, and you should add more solution to the water. This picture shows the seedling that is damping off.
When you do get to harvest, make sure it is in the morning. You need to use a sharp knife or scissors.
Before harvesting, wash your hands to make sure they are clean. If you have both a soil and hydroponics garden to harvest, do the hydroponics work first.
When harvesting kale, you should harvest it between 50 and 150 days after planting. You should check the time that it says on the seed packet it came in, though.
Don't let the leaves become old and tough. The plants will be between 20 and 25 centimeters. You can choose to pick either just the leaves or pick the whole plant.
If you choose to harvest the whole plant, then you should leave about 2 inches of stalk above the medium. New leaves should grow between 1 and 2 weeks later.
For the cilantro plants, you should pinch off any flowers or buds to prevent the leaves from becoming bitter. If allowed to flower or seed, cilantro becomes the spice coriander.
You should begin to harvest when the plants reach a height of 15 to 20 centimeters, or after about 6 weeks. You should cut or pinch off the leaves from the top third of the plant. This prevents the plant from becoming too long and stringy.
Lettuce should be ready to harvest in about 35 days. You should cut the outside leaves, leaving the inner half of the leaves to continue growing.
Another way to harvest is to take the whole plant at once. You should leave the roots attached until you are ready to eat if you take the whole plant.
Harvested plants will last longer with the roots attached if it isn't being used immediately.
Now, the last part is how to be able to reuse the system. The system is meant to be reused, so you should be able to grow many generations of crops.
Later on, you can test with different types of crops and even try to make your own mediums and nutrients.
You do need to clean your system before you can use it again, though. To clean it, you have to remove all materials left from the crops, such as plants, cups, and water.
You should wash the tubs with water that has about a cup of bleach in it. If you choose to reuse the cups, then you should wash them in the bleach water as well. This is very important, otherwise your plants could become sick and unhealthy.
You should dry everything before you use it next, as the bleach will kill the plants if it gets to them.
We are very glad that we can help you build your hydroponic system, and we want to continue to help you in any way that we can. If you have any questions, you can email us at longidofriends@gmail.com.